Zoom, and let's go live. Okay, hello everybody. Hello. We're preparing to stream on Facebook and StreamYard. Let's see if StreamYard got in. We love you, technology, and it is me. You can see me right here. I'm behind the poster here. It's Women in Weeds Day, everybody. We were going to have Brady Busby, but he's running for Arizona congressman, and with a weed platform. So we're really proud of Arizona and Brady. He's an incredible soul. He was with us at the G4 conference a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, and everybody's happy with Brady. And his platform's great. Go check him out, and let's see if I can bring myself into the mix here. If I can move my poster, there we go, and make it smaller. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. So a cool thing is, everybody. Hello, everybody. This is Jeff Eichen with WEEDSDAYS, and I'm going to try to manipulate my poster here, which is behind a bunch of different screens, but I know how to do this. So anyways, here we go. And it's really beautiful to be who I am. I really enjoy being part of bringing people home, bringing the prisoners home and all that stuff. And so that's really beautiful. I have a green screen today, but it's obviously green. And so we're not going to do any technology to bring that back. But, green is the delight of marijuana. It's green, and the planet should be green. We should be helping each other help the green planet. We should not be cutting trees in Brazil. We should not be clear cutting outside my door, and it's, I live in the state of Washington, and they get a lot of money for a tree, but we have hemp, everybody. There's a hemp plastic, incredible hemp plastic pyramid, and BMW is making door panels out of it. For God's sakes, Ford made a hemp car way back when, and I should have my numbers better, but I don't. But way back when, he had a freaking hemp car, and so it just makes sense to make everything, plastic, whatever. The cover to the lids. I mean, if this is sustainable and heat proof and all that stuff, it's hemp plastic. There's no chemicals that are going to kill the people that are or give them cancer that are making it. It's more organic than all the panic that we have with your father, your mother, your brother, your sister. People, you open up your news, your Apple News, and you see that doctors are scratching their head about cancer in younger people now on the rise, and what's going on, and why are we getting more toxed out instead of incredibly, using. I mean, come on, Wilfred has the hemp cigarette.
1941, Jeff. 1941 was when they did the hemp car.
The hemp car was made in 1941, and we have hemp cigarettes. I mean, come on. If you smoke or you like the action of smoking, then we have to, get up with the hemp cigarettes. We haven't heard of many or anybody that's actually died from smoking marijuana or hemp. I mean, my partner, she is a beautiful soul and has a problem with her lungs, so we got her a volcano, and so she's vaping in the vapor zone, getting the true essence of the anxiety, the relaxant of the herb through not breathing smoke. A lot of people use, I don't have my hemp wick here, but they use a hemp wick to not breathe the butane from your lighter. So there are so many different ways that we can share with you how not to, use butane to smoke every day. That butane may compromise your liver, your kidney, and things like that. I don't promote, the big food diet that I love and that I do, but I have hemp seed every day in my smoothie. About halfway through the day, working on organizing and printing and doing the works that I do for my planet and for the 420 road highway that I'm on. I'll do a hemp seed. I'll take a handful of hemp seed from Costco, and but they're made in Canada, not here in America yet. But by the millions of pounds, the hemp seed has a amino acid that helps the body to get older and to fight off cancer. Okay. And so a lot of people don't really do that. They buy processed food and they eat out a lot. And, your wallet goes down too every time you spend $10 on a burger. So the idea here is there's hemp seed burgers too. There's hemp burgers. So it's really great to have knowledge, to fill yourself with information that'll help you educate yourself and other people. So let's see. Let me see if I can figure out my settings for to present on StreamYard. We're going to go entire screen. Thank you so much, everybody, for being patient with my back office stuff. And here we go. So, boom. And we're going to say hello to the ladies in a second here. Got the ladies there. Oh, there's all my ladies. Today is Weeds Day, episode 190, everybody. And it's really a blessing. Got a hemp, shirt on. And so got my cannabis cup hat on. And maybe Lala would like one of these. Would you like one of these, Lala? Lala Bong, are you making bong?
I was looking at something and I was mesmerized. This was so mesmerized. This is the box my statue came in. Ain't this a beautiful picture? This Marie Laveau.
Hey, Marie Laveau. Well, it's Women in Weeds Day, so Marie, come on in. Come on in, Marie.
That's a beautiful picture.
So let's start off our day. Why don't you pull us a card, Lala?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I get high in here and I just start looking at stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in my office. Okay, well, let's begin. All right, so I'm going to point you at my...
Introduce yourself, Lala.
I'm trying to point you to my crystal ball. Let me get closer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, what you say, Jeff?
Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Lala Rose, and I'm a tarot card reader living in the state of New Orleans, the city of New Orleans. And I became, like this, I guess, being able to see both sides of the veil about 20 years ago. And just been, learning and growing. And I love to be a part of your team.
Well, we're happy to have you. And everybody, it's Women in Weeds Day. And the women should rule the planet. I believe that men should step back and just sit down and stop cutting trees for houses and make hempcrete homes and let Lala read your card and tell you what the future has for us. Because you don't know, but when you get a card, it'll help you feel better. So Lala's going to read, you're going to pull 3 cards, right? Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to pull 3 cards. Let me shuffle. 1, I got this new way of shuffling. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I like to do 7 because 7 is completion. All right, 6, 7. Okay, now 1, 2, 3. Your first card, prisoners, be the 10 of bones. All right, in reverse. In its right standing, it would be saying that you've been cut deep enough by the system and you're not gonna overcome these throes. But it is in reverse. It is time for us to heal our hearts and heal our minds from the recompense that the penalties that shouldn't be put on you can come. Okay? So heal your body, heal your mind. You will come out of there soon. Keep your head up. Haunting of Crystals in reverse is your next card. In its right standing, prisoners. It would be saying that Lady of Love done took her love somewhere else, but she will never leave you or forsake you. She is your rib. Okay, and she holds your children. There's a lot of prisoners behind this that got kids, and they families got to stick with them and send them commissaries. So don't forget to help them while they're in there, because they're gonna need that help for them as well as their families that they left behind. Okay, and your last card, prisoners, is Wheel of Fortune. Don't think that when you get out of there, things gonna be so hard that you can't move on. This your Wheel of Fortune card. Things gonna get better and brighter, and you're gonna see a better life when you leave out those doors.
Oh yeah. Preach the cards there. We're so happy. We're so happy to have Lala on board, and
420.
and
420.
there we
Free
go.
the prisoners. And I ain't gonna cuss. I'm just saying free them.
Yeah.
Free them.
Okay. All the way from New Orleans, Nola, and we'll be back, Nola. We'll be back to have dinner with you and shake loose. How's your man doing?
My man, he's doing really good. He's still making his oils and he's selling his herbs.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, everybody, let's stay on the 420 highway. And because it's Women in Weeds Day and we have a small room today, we can get to everybody. And Crazy Pot Mom, do you have a share for us today?
I actually made some pretty things for you. They're not completely finished, but I thought I'd share.
Oh my God, those are beautiful.
I'm recycling records.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Amazing platter. Can you play on that? Can you put it on my turntable?
You could technically turn it over and play the other side of the record, but
And what kind of pot got you the idea?
wall.
What kind of pot got you the idea to use a record player as a canvas? A record.
I didn't use a record player.
I mean a record.
I'm
Yeah.
not using the record player.
But I mean, what got you to think about using a record as a canvas? What kind of pot? What strain? What strain?
I just wanted something that was cheaper, and having free things given to me, like records, seemed to be a good idea. So I went online to Facebook, and I was like, does anybody have any records they don't want that are sitting in the basement or whatever? They're just, wow. Well, they gave me stacks of them like this, a couple different people. So I have enough records to do probably for the next year before I need to ask for more. And they got rid of their junk, and they each get one of my record paintings in the end. So the first lady that I ever talked to, she says, this was my sister's record. And I'm like, are you sure you want me, like, why do you want me to paint on that? And she's like, because I want to put it up on the wall and remember my sister. So I was like, oh my God, this could actually turn into something. So yeah, it spiraled really quick. Once I was like, that could be, like, I was going to go to the recyclable stores, right? And,
Sure.
Stores, and go there and buy them.
99 cents. You can get an album for 99 cents.
Right. So I thought, I'll just do that. But then I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll help other people get rid of the ones that they've already got, so they don't have to go and take them.
Maybe you can get a Yellow Brick Road and do a yellow version and send one to Eldon's manager, and it might get to him.
That's neat.
Yeah, come on. Well, it's Women in Weeds Day. Say hello to the prisoners, and for 2024, let's open the doors.
Yes, prisoners, we are still coming to you. Even though they let some people out, they haven't let you out. So we are working for you now. So we'll be there. It's just taking us time. But everything takes time. It'll be worth it.
Well, we're really happy to have Crazy Pot Mom as one of our regulars, and it's Women in Weeds Day, and I'm surrounded by these gorgeous women today. We got Shiki up in the corner doing some incredible card reading for us from New Orleans, and we've got our farmy gal down in the background here. Is that your beautiful retreat? Is that your Airbnb?
Yes, it's my virtual retreat. And
Introduce yourself and tell us where you are, and give a shout out to all the prisoners.
Jeannie 420, Canada Nurse Intern Natasha. And I'm coming for you prisoners, as we all are. We're thinking of you every day. We're trying to get things together, and I know it goes slow, but hang in with us because we are working on it. Baby steps to get us there, but we will not give up on you. We will leave nobody behind. The women in weed, we honor you. Women all over the world in weed, doing your part, being countermamas, and doing whatever you can for our prisoners and for their families. We appreciate you, we acknowledge you, and we thank you. Nana's Canis, particularly.
Where is Nana? Bring Nana on.
I tried to get Nana, but Nana was moving the last time I spoke with her to Linwood. And we all wish you well with that move, Nana. And if we can be of any help to you, of course, we offer our assistances.
Does Nana have her beverages going right now? Are they live? Can we buy some?
Nana,
We're going to be doing an auction,
Nana's
and we want some 420 beverages.
Definitely. Nana has 125 flavors now. Her favorite and mine, pink lemonade. And she has transdermal patches. She has gummies. She has everything that you need to suppress your epilepsy, because that's what Nana suffers with since she was a teenager. Her granddaughter is the one that discovered that she was having less and less seizures and that they weren't lasting as long. Nana recognized straight away that it was her cannabis oil that was doing it, and went to the manufacturer of the sodas and made an agreement to start putting medicine in the sodas. Nana's also the first one to put hemp in water. Back in 2018, she had hemp water with glacier water from Canada. Thank you, Canada. Thank you, glacier water. And especially, thank you, Nana.
I remember the hemp water. In fact, let me see if I can find my hemp water. I think I have one very close here. I can step out of the studio for a second, but I have this this hemp water here. It's called Bevcana, and it's hemp water, bottled wellness. And it's pretty cool. And it's called White Label Manufacturing for Infused Beverages. We Bottle Wellness. And that's what it is. Coming soon, infused with soluble cannabinoids processed by Next Leaf. Our naturally alkaline spring water is bottled sourced directly from aquifer in BC. Yeah, this is Canada, probably where she started everything. But America.
Get the fuck out there. Whoa. That is awesome.
Yeah.
What's that?
Now we got some funk.
Hemp water.
We got some Funk Kush Factory. That's cool. Is that water also?
No, this is a blue drink, but it does have all the canna benefits. So it's got 50 milligrams in the 355 milligrams of juice. But yeah, this tastes fabulous. Like the best blue you've ever tasted in your life, that in here. I was like, I've never bought a can of drink that I've liked, but they were handing this out at our last 420 event, and I was like, ooh, that tastes like so yummy. I'm like, how much? They're like 2 for $15 or something like that. So I was like, yeah, both.
Well, that's cool. Why don't you text me? Whoops, hang on.
So Pink Kush Factory presents Cannabis Beverage THC 2.0 Light.
So why don't you text me the name of that, and we'll get Nana also involved with our upcoming fundraiser we're doing for the prisoner concert that we're going to do at Oakland Coliseum. We're so excited to announce that we're getting closer with our back office. We're talking to Oakland Coliseum, and Oakland Coliseum has a bit of trouble. They're losing. They lost the Raiders to Las Vegas, and now the Oakland A's are moving to Las Vegas. So they're going to be Nevada A's. And so Oakland Coliseum may lower their price for us because we're shouting out, lower your price, because we're doing a charity event for the prisoners, everybody. And so hopefully everybody will get on board, and we'll bring Tommy back, and we'll get Flip Wilson. No, I think Flip is in heaven. But we'll get some more celebrities. We'll get some young folk. We have oh man, I can't believe some of the people that we're talking to behind the scenes, that it's going to make the best concert ever. It's going to be biatchin, and so that's my new word I just made up. And this is my show, so I can go any way you want. But it's so beautiful to honor the women every third Weeds Day. Trying to get some more women back from the Cannabis Women in Cannabis show that I went to last year in San Francisco, or was it a year and a half ago? Anyways, it was last year, probably around February, and I won best incredible booth at the women's show, and my sister said, "You won best booth at the women's show? That's pretty good, Jeffrey." So that's why I'm growing my hair long, so I can be invited into all the women's circles. And I get a sneak peek at what's going on with the entrepreneur ladies, the lawyers, the accountants, the people that are making hemp perfume and hemp lip gloss and hemp nail polish that is organic and won't, can you imagine? People are using products that say, don't use this if you're pregnant, and it's nail polish. Does it go into your bloodstream? Do you take 10 years off your life? But hemp products are going to be clean, and we're going to usher that in for the rest of the world. So when I'm laying down when I'm laying down in the grave and covered up with hemp dirt on me, it's going to be the kids that are running these businesses that are all made out of incredible greenness from our goddesses that are we're telling you today is Women in Weeds Day. And when I went to the Women in Cannabis conference, it was so beautiful to see these women and the whole show was women, and there's one lady, I forgot her name. It was like a really explosive name, like superpower, Froglow, and she had a fro that was literally this big. And we went outside and did a photo shoot, and it was really nice. And believe you me, they're all going to be at the stadium with us. We're going to walk the prisoners in. We're going to come up on stage, and all the prisoners are going to talk to you. We'll have Last Prisoner Project. We'll have the Can Do Clemency. We'll have Freedom Grow. We'll have 40 Tons. Maybe we'll have Snoop Dogg, and maybe we'll have Wiz Khalifa. But hello, we're shouting out for you, and Little Spike, and all the people that smoke pot to get inspired and to calm down. When my mommy and daddy came home from work after a freaking lot of work, and I didn't grow up in a poor house, but my dad did move to Mexico for 30 years to denounce all the money and to live tranquilo. And so my Papa Bear was really cool. But the deal is that they would have a martini when they came home, or a cocktail, or a Mai Tai, to calm themselves down. They weren't addicted to the alcohol. Even though we know alcohol is not as safe as marijuana, it's our turn to smoke out when we come home and really, really use it and not abuse it. So children, don't use it right now when you're in school. Use it when you become adults and you're 21 or older. let your brain develop, everybody. And these are things that I've learned throughout the days. I'm going to go straight to the news. And everybody, thank you for sharing. We'll be back with you in a second. Let's see if I can navigate some news here. So it's really cool. Sit back for a movie I made today, and we're going to honor the living, the dead, and the inspired people that are saving the world through non-violence. So get ready for this little video I made, and I'm going to try to find it. Oh yeah, I know where it is. It's on YouTube. So because I didn't download it, but let's go to YouTube, everybody, and it's kind of fun watching me navigate here. You know, it's just what I do, and we'll see. Let's see if I can share my screen with you all. Share my screen, optimize here. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to go to YouTube here. Boom. And here we go. So enjoy this, and open your hearts, everybody. Stay on the 420 highway and help us to end prohibition. It's Jeff Eichen. I won't stop for the rest of my life doing what Jack wanted us to do. Jack Herer, like in Terror, he wanted us to incredibly keep everything in perspective and end prohibition. Jack even said, why should anybody be in jail for something I just did 10 minutes ago? So here we go. Let's see if I can get this to pull up full screen. Something I made experimenting the broadcast here. Let me know, everybody, if you can't hear it and how it sounds. Let me see if I can let it load a little bit deeper, everybody, and then blow it up. I'm going to try to blow it up here, see if I can get it to be full screen. It's one of the foibles of using two computers, but we got it here. We're going to see if we can get this to. We'll back it up a little bit here, and we'll go boom. Let's see if we can undo here. So we're going to go view full screen, exit full screen, because we want to put it on full screen and see if we have enough bandwidth here. So there we go. Okay, so we'll just play it this way, everybody. Hey everybody, that was a good experiment, and hang on. So we're gonna, and the doggies know. Don't forget, the doggies know everything. But we're gonna let Adam in here. So we're gonna roll over to our quick time since we're sharing screen right now. Welcome to Adam here. Everybody say hi to Adam, and we are going to do a little quick time party here, and it's really beautiful. Remember, Brady Busby here is running for Congress on a 420 platform. So let's start off here with oh, you know what we're gonna do first, since we're in this zone here. Let's get our here we go. Okay, so we're gonna go here. Jeff Eichen here with Weeds Day on Women in Weeds Day. Check this out, everybody. See if we can get this up here. So that's New Orleans, everybody, and we'll see how there's Lala at her incredible shrine in New Orleans. We're going to get back to New Orleans, but that's where all the voodoo is taken care of. We're going to make this all happen. People are freaking out all over the world, having fun still. There's Kim Darling, and just some of my photography from that beautiful trip to New Orleans. And here we go. Parade. And yes, please keep in touch with us. We are moving forward with our concert benefit for the POWs in jail for marijuana. Don't forget NOCO. NOCO's coming. So everybody, that's a little video tribute there. And let's see if we got a little bit more coming up here. We've got a little bit of, I think we got Brady Busby on here somewhere. Let's see if we can incredibly impress. Here we go. Here's some Brady Busby here. Let's see if we can get Brady coming up here. There's no sound on Brady, so we'll play Brady next week. Brady, we'll get him on. But Brady Busby is an incredible soul and one of my brothers in arms there. And here we go. So we've got some beautiful people coming on board here. So thank you so much, everybody, for enduring our beautiful time there in the Cosmos, where we were definitely having some beautiful times with Martin Luther King Day and Gandhi, and realizing that violence is not the way to go. And, and marijuana is safer than alcohol. We're not going to preach it. We're going to teach it. We're going to share by example. And, the Canna beverages are going to come to our shows and everything. With Canna Nurse and Nana, we're going to get some great Canna beverages. And I have somewhere here the incredible Canna beverage right here. It is Beva Canna. That's water from Canada, and it's got cannabinoids in it. And so my question is to the industry, how long does it stay potent? Okay, this is a few freaking years old, and is it still good? I mean, water is still good, but it's in plastic, all that stuff. And I'm not going to diss the plastic, but or leach or preach or anything like that. But I'd like to know a shelf life of cannabinoids, that kind of thing. So I'm really blessed to have you all here. And it's really great to invite some newcomers in and some old comers. We have Adam from Hash Bash, and Adam, come say hi to the gang and tell us where you are and how long you've had Hash Bash. Meet Rodimus Para. Rodimus is Grasshopper from the TV series Kung Fu way back when. And we got Solo Breezy, who's our incredible youngster who's going to be doing a project with me to bring the young people to our concert. And we're going to have Adam help us to organize that too, because he does a bash every year. Adam, how are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. Sorry I was a little late, but yeah, I've been involved in this. I was running the Ann Arbor Hash Bash back in 19 89, 80, 88, 89, I got involved. I was High Times Freedom Fighter of the Year in 1994, which got me a free trip to the Cannabis Cup in Amsterdam. And that was the first year they had actually opened it up to the public. Prior to that, it had been a private event. And it just so happened that one of my good buddies was part of the crew and videotaped those first 7. So I was able to actually see a bunch of people sitting around a table smoking weed and deciding which was the best. But I've spent, I don't know, 30 some odd years as an activist. And unlike most people, my event that I did was all about a big fuck you to the man. Ann Arbor had a unique law that made marijuana a civil infraction. So it was kind of stupid the way it worked out. The courts had ruled that the current marijuana law was unconstitutional and that the new law was going to take effect April 1st, 1972. Well, I was 4 at the time. But later in life, I got involved in keeping the event going and involving High Times and things like the hemp tours. Jack Harry used to come out every year, Ed Rosenthal, these people who were, at the time, just faces in High Times that were slowly building up. What we now call a movement, I guess. I tell people that my movement became your industry. And there's a big difference between marijuana culture and cannabis culture. And not being politically correct at all, I use the word marijuana to the point that for 25 years I've worked for John Sinclair, who was responsible for getting the law changed in Michigan. John Lennon wrote a song about him. They had a huge concert at Chrysler Arena. But 2 years back, John said, Adam, man, how come all these people I know now use the word cannabis? And I'm like, because they're part of the industry, John. And that's what they do. They use this proper word when they're talking with proper people. Well, I stood at the Hash Bash 2 years ago and kept offering our state senator hits of the joint I was smoking, figuring, of course, knowing she'd say no, but isn't that the respectful thing to do, is take a couple of hits and pass it? And, you know, I'm about that show and that theater and putting on entertainment that people actually pay attention to. Because anybody can have, well, I guess you can't have Elvis anymore, but you used to be able to have Elvis. And that didn't mean that the people that showed up were going to pay attention to the message. They were there for the music. So I try to get the message across the best I can. I wear a weed shirt everywhere I go, especially the hospital and the doctor. That's the most important part. And I'm just that guy. I mean, I've been doing this for a while. So I appreciate being here. You give me a subject, I could talk about it. I tell people all the time when it comes time to giving speeches or participating in events that if you have to write everything down, you're not the person for the speech. And how do you become a good speaker, and how do you become an activist who can get up and actually deliver a message? You only speak the truth. You only talk about things you know, and you try to know as much as possible. So, you know, for me, that's what it's been about.
And you know the Pot Brothers at law, right? The attorney Pot Brothers.
Well, I know who they are.
And they say, shut the fuck up.
I don't necessarily agree with them, man. I'll talk the fucking cop's ear off until he lets me go. But then again, as soon as he runs my license plate, he's going to figure out, as soon as he runs, sorry about that. As soon as he runs my driver's license, he's going to figure out that the car is registered to my wife, and he can't return to my car until his backup gets there, because I'm considered a violent felon because they raided my house, they couldn't find enough weed, and decided to charge me as a felon in possession of some gun. So, I'm treated a little different when it comes to police contact, but I let them know, hey, buddy, just so you know, we're both going home tonight. And I'm not going to talk to you about anything that you want to talk to me about. I'm going to talk to you about things I want to know, like what'd you have for breakfast, and where do you eat lunch, and how many hours you working this week, and what's that have to do with the illegal turn I made? I wouldn't say that. But that's my concept and I agree with them. Don't get me wrong. I agree with the Pop Brothers. Unfortunately, and this is something interesting. We're talking about federal legalization possibly happening, not anytime soon, but in eventuality. Right now, they're going to turn it all into medicine so they can get their buddies all on board. And, that's this talk of Schedule 2, Schedule 3. They want all their buddies on board making as much money as possible. But as soon as they legalize it, when I say legalize it, I mean when they say to the states, you can do what you want. Now, all of a sudden, many of us are going to find ourselves on the wrong side of the Civil War. Because now we're going to become about states' rights. Because I don't want what California has in Michigan. I want the ability to give weed away. I want the ability to have 2.5 ounces. But then New York, they can smoke a joint anywhere you can smoke a cigarette, except in the city parks, which they had to amend after they passed the law, because you could never smoke in Central Park, but you used to be able to smoke in other parks. And when they passed the law, they said anywhere you can smoke a cigarette. Well, I'm all for that. So now I'm going to be fighting against, there's going to be 50 sets of laws at one point. And I think the federal government has a bigger problem there than they do anywhere, is that each state, as they come on board, has tried, I think, to write a better law than the state before them. Michigan was number 13. Well, look what's going on the East Coast. Cali's got a thing where a doctor can write you a script for pounds of weed because that's what you need. You can't get that in Michigan. You can get a weed card. It's good for possession of 2.5
So
ounces.
do you believe in one law across the nation that allows everything to happen? I mean, like we write the law.
I believe that any law they apply to tomatoes is an acceptable law to apply to cannabis or marijuana or whatever you want to call it.
Right. My friends in Colorado, I asked them what their dream was, and they said to have the leaf next to the broccoli, so we could juice them. Every day brought to the market, to the supermarket, to Safeway, and have cannabis leaf there so we can juice it.
I get that. However, that has to come from a USDA approved farm.
Sure.
In order to turn it into sales. The guy that has the little shack at the end of his driveway where he puts out his tomatoes and he trusts you to put the money in the box, he's still dealing with the agriculture community because he's growing a specific strain of tomatoes. He's got a license to grow a huge amount of tomatoes farm-wise, and he better not be growing any Monsantos because they'll sue him. So, we have that problem in Michigan where they decided that they were going to grow, a couple different companies' corn. And all of a sudden, corns that were around for thousands of years or hundreds of years, depending on who you believed lived where, when. All of a sudden, you can't get that corn because they're only allowed to grow certain brands of corn. Why? Because it's big enough that it needs to be controlled. I don't think weed is like that. We can all grow enough in our house that we don't need that big consortium of. Listen, my buddy pulled out of Canada My buddy had couple $100 million in grow equipment, ready to grow, and they pulled out of Canada. They're one of the biggest firms in Europe, and they pulled out. Why? Because they plant a crop, and before that crop would get finalized, the laws were already being changed. And that's a
I
problem.
feel like I know exactly where that was because I cried every time I drove by it after. I was like, if you just would have let us weed heads run it, it would have still been going.
But these were weed heads. This guy just did 109,000 plant pheno hunt in Thailand. They know what they're doing. It's when they changed the law. And then they changed the law in Thailand and made it illegal for everything but medicine, is what I say. And then there was Dennis Perone who said, like late great Dennis Perone, who said that all cannabis use is medicinal.
Amen.
I mean,
Amen.
you know, but you try to explain this to somebody, and we may get it, but
Right.
they don't. They don't understand that concept. How can it be medicinal? What's medicinal about it? I mean, everybody reacts differently, don't they? So I can't tell you how it helps other people. I can tell you how it helps me. You know how many people are alive today because I smoke marijuana? Think about it. I got an ex-wife still alive, living the dream because I smoke marijuana. That's all.
Well, Adam, I want you to meet my partner in crime. If Rodimus, are you ready to meet Adam and say hello to Adam, Mr. Hashbash?
I've been meeting Adam for the last 10 minutes.
Hey,
Yeah, I have that problem. I'll go on.
hey.
Hi, Adam. Welcome, and thank you so much for all your activism, man. You know you made a difference, and we know you made a difference. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I feel like I've been paying it back since I won that Freedom Fighter of the Year award. Because all I did was put on an event where 10,000 people showed up. Back in the days when there weren't events anywhere.
That's all you did? Really?
Yeah, that's it.
Good job, man.
Thanks.
Well, Adam, Rodimus and I are preparing a large endeavor. We're gonna work with Oakland Coliseum and the likes of some incredible musicians and bring all the prisoners from that Freedom Grow has and Randy Lanier, and we're going to do a concert to raise charity concert to raise awareness and money for the commissary for a gift for restitution for them being in jail for 30 years. And be 42,000
who are there to like contact their local government representative and just bombard them with messages saying, hey guys, it's time to get everybody out of jail for nonviolent pot offenses. The marijuana industry or the cannabis industry, depending on which term you would like to use. I appreciate, by the way, Adam, the way you delineated those two things. I never really heard that defined quite so succinctly as you just educated me with. I appreciate that. In any event, you know, the whole industry, and I'd like to know your opinion on this, Adam. Tell me what you think this is true or not. I think that the karma of the cannabis industry is not going to be fully clean and can really go forward with a, you know, just a bright, you know, open light without getting all these folks out of jail first. What do you think, Adam?
Well, I happen to be very anti-industry. Michigan's had dispensaries for a while, and I've never stepped foot in the front door of a dispensary. Every once in a while.
Why is that? Why is that? Tell me why.
Why? Because I'm not going to play by their rules.
Okay, but the fact that they're there is that not a
That's
step in the right direction, so to speak?
Oh no. Listen, my statement for years has been there is no such thing as a bad cannabis law. Anytime you can pass a law that moves the ball forward a little bit, that's a great thing. as soon as they opened dispensaries, the masses, and when I say the masses, I mean people who wouldn't smoke weed because it was illegal. Those people all of a sudden are now going into dispensaries and they're getting scammed and ripped off and they don't know what they're smoking. And we have metric tags in Michigan where you can walk in and you can tell when that thing was harvested, when it was tested and who it was tested by, and when it was packaged. And you can know that it's been sitting for 3 months. I never smoked 3-month-old weed before. My buddies wouldn't have given me that. They're like, here, I just cropped out. You want some? But not 3 months old. And
You're a purist. You're a purist, man.
Oh yeah, man, and I don't want remediated weed either. And I understand remediation and that it's not harmful, that it's actually a good thing, and we remediate all kinds of things in society. But I don't need remediated weed. What I need is someone that says, oh shit, my crop's got powdery mildew. I better cut this one down and start over. But you can't afford to do that when you're growing 10,000 plants or 5 layers of licenses and you got 50,000 plants going because you have to supply the network.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense.
I mean, and again, Michigan was the 13th state to have legal weed. So while things were being rejected in California because they couldn't pass testing, they were still being brought to Michigan in packs.
Mm.
And the one last thing I would say about testing or any of that is this. We've been testing weed on this planet by machine for about 20 some years, for the most part.
Okay.
However, human beings have been testing weed on this planet. I believe the Asians go back 8,700 years is the oldest bowl they found with cannabis residue in it. And to my knowledge, there's one dude that had a bad case of something. He got aspergillus weed, he smoked it, and he died. You can ask any actuary how many people, if weed was harmful, should be acceptable when it comes to death. Because every substance on the planet has an acceptable number of dead people associated with it. And I'm still looking for the bodies, man. There are no bodies.
Well, Jack used to say, screaming and sweating and spritzing, Jack Harrer used to say, why is anybody in jail for something I did 10 minutes ago?
Right.
And
because and we know why, but we know why. We know why they use those laws against us. We have the recordings of the man saying, if we keep this illegal, we'll be able to go after melanated people. Mind you, he didn't use those words, but yeah, hey, how you doing? He didn't use that. But I'm from Detroit, where I'm the minority. So, this whole thing, and we used to scream about this years ago. Oh, weed laws are based on racism and this and that. It's worse than that. It really is. It was worse. And the reason I say it was worse than that is that it was based on the ability to have control over people or get control over people. And when the courts ruled that smoking like weed or smelling weed in the car was no longer probable cause, now they had to have a reason. It was still rough being black, getting pulled over. Trust me, because I was driving in black neighborhoods and I'd get pulled over because I
what year did Tommy and Cheech do Up in Smoke? Because they were blowing the cover early. Was that the 70s?
Yeah, but then Reagan came to power and said you won't make any more of those movies, and that was the end of that.
Right, and then Tommy went to jail for selling his son's bongs.
Tommy went to jail because Tommy went to jail. I believe that was one of the best media plays of all time. You said I brought Tommy Chong to Ann Arbor in 1999. He appeared at my buddy's grow shop. We had to drive around the corner to the comedy show he was doing, and he wouldn't smoke a joint with me in the car. And I'm like, Tommy, you don't get it. It's a $5 civil infraction here. And no cop is going to want to write his name, my name, and your name on the same piece of paper. We used to beg for $5 tickets because that would have been something cool to hang on the wall, that I had got a civil infraction for $5. Then they raised it to $25 and added a $25 court cost. It wasn't worth $50 at that point. But that was Ann Arbor. I was living at the time in this unique spot that was a town, had a street called Division Street because at one point there was no liquor on one side of it and there was liquor allowed on the other side. Of course, the university was on the dry side. You know, so this is all about controlling people. In the meantime, I can remember when the internet started to pop up and people were scared to death to smoke weed on their show, broadcast, or whatever. I mean,
we're getting closer. We're getting closer. We're still far away, as you say. Totally. But Rodimus and I are co-producers of our Relief, LEAF, Relief concert for the prisoners. And we just want to invite you to be part of that and to give us anything you can and any swag that you got. And we honor you so much. And we invite you back to our show as often as you want, because we're on Roku and with POD TV and my.
But Jeff, I'm gonna cut you off at 45 minutes, Adam.
No, you have to do that. You have to do. I do another podcast on Mondays. And once the guy starts rolling his eyes,
you have the gift. You have the gift, Adam. You have it.
Adam, who's got the license to your movie? I'll do it. I do documentaries. Let's do your movie. Let's do your movie.
I own the license.
Let's do your movie. Let's do your movie. So this is Rodimus, formerly known as Grasshopper from Kung Fu. Do you remember Rodimus as a little bald-headed kid snatching the pebble? Do you remember, Adam?
I remember Kung Fu. I'm old enough.
That's Rodimus with hair, and he's a little bit older now and bolder, and he lives in Champagne, France, and so when we get our concert more in action, he's going to be right here with us, and like I said, we honor you, and we're blessed to have you finally on our show. And I don't remember if we had you before, but possibly. But it's great to be with you today. It's Weeds Day. I want to bring one of our Canna women up here. Say hello to Lala, Adam. She's all the way in New Orleans. Lala, unmute yourself and say hi to Adam.
Lala.
Hey, what are you doing? You know how to privilege me about to say my name. I thought stood because I was about to hit the ashtray. How's it going, Adam?
I'm doing all right. I'm missing New Orleans, I'll tell you that. I spent some time.
It's called in the bitch's ass.
What'd you say?
It's cold in the bitch's ass. It just came out that way.
Yeah, well, it's 30 degrees colder here.
Yeah.
Hey. Well, I'm gonna bring up Jeannie Lala here. So Jeannie, say hi to Adam.
Hi, Jeannie. Is that a real background? Is it really sunny where you're at?
It's sunny somewhere.
All right.
Jeannie, what do you have to say to Adam? Tell him good job.
Adam, very good job. Yes, brilliant. Love hearing your stories, and I know all of our listeners out there are enjoying this as well. Women in Weeds Day, and we're honoring them and showing them our support. Let us not forget the Canna Mommies. Tisa Bryce of Colorado. Everybody have mercy. And you are S5. There are so many families that need our help. So many plant prisoners still behind bars for a plant that is so diverse and so friendly and so helpful. I'd like to say all cannabis or all marijuana is medicinal. The side effect is recreational.
Amen. I'm with you, sister. So it's Women in Weeds Day, everybody. We're at the top of the hour. We're actually going overtime today to hang out with an OG, Maybe I should do a movie called OG, everybody. You know,
Well, OGs are youngsters in my book.
yeah, baby. So
We just used to be outlaws.
so I've got an old timer that is a youngster who is one of my favorite people on the planet. His name is Solo Breezy, and Solo hasn't been with us for several weeks, but he is a regular and he's back in action. Solo, say hello to Rodimus, the gang, and to Lala and to Adam from Hash Bash. Solo, unmute yourself. Say
Hey
hey.
everybody. Cheers to all my fellow stoners in here. I'm happy to be here today, and I love all of you guys, and I love that Mary Jane brings us together each and every day and every single day of the week. So thank goodness for Mary Jane. I love what she does.
And tell us your dream.
My dreams are real simple. I just want to work in the cannabis industry. I want to work in the cannabis industry because I love what it does. Like I said, bring people together. We educate people about what cannabis does, the positive effects. And the main thing I love about working in the cannabis industry is that there are a lot of smart people who don't understand what weed does that makes them a lot better as human beings.
It's way better than alcohol.
Well, there's no comparison. The real problem we have, and I always forget to mention this, the real problem we have is that the laws and the rules are being made by people who don't smoke marijuana. Michigan just changed the law that allows a state employee to smoke marijuana.
My Hebrew brothers say oy vey.
Right. Hey, trust me on that one.
They say oy
I mean,
vey.
how do you make up rules about something when you didn't invite all the stakeholders to the table? And you don't want to invite people like me to the table because I'm not going to let you get away with certain things. So you made up your own rules. And the great Carl Levin, the late great Carl Levin, a longtime Michigan senator, was a friend of a family I married into. And I saw him at a private family function. And I said, Carl, me and my people are coming with ballot initiatives because we're a ballot initiative state. I said, me and my people are coming. Is there any way we can get you on board to be, backing us up? And he said, you and your people can pass any law you want. Me and my people write the rules and we'll win every time. And I don't care what state you look at, that's exactly the way it's happened so far.
So Adam, say hello to Solo. Solo's our youngster in the group here, one of our regulars, and give him some advice for getting work in the canna industry so he can make some dough and sustain his life.
Well,
say hello first to
hello
to Adam. Yeah.
My whole thing that I've seen in the cannabis industry is you either have to lie your ass off that you're some kind of expert that doesn't exist. There is no such thing as a master grower. And the total opposite, you have to walk in and say, I don't know anything, but I'm willing to do whatever you tell me, train me how to work within your system. Because every dispensary, every grow, every processor has their own POSs and their own way of doing things. And I just knock on doors, man. I mean, it's all about saying, and they're all hiring. The industry, I don't care where you're at in America. As soon as the industry comes to your town, they're all hiring. And they're rehiring. So we see a lot of that in Michigan right now because they hired a bunch of people. They figured out those people weren't going to work out. They got rid of those people. Now they're hiring more people.
Hey, well, everybody, it's time to do our three weed portrait, our thank you portrait. Rodimus, come on back and do a three weed for us. Are you with us? Solo, put your three fingers. There you go. And Adam, three forward. The other way. Turn your hand around. Yeah, no gangies. There we go. 1, 2. Let's get three fingers. Got it. Boom. Boom. Okay, got it. Okay, so Happy Women in Weeds Day, everybody. We got our lovely bevy of regular, beautiful women. All you girls say hi to Kim.
Hi, Kimmy.
Hi,
Hey.
Kim. We don't forget about you.
Thank you.
Hey. It's so great. And that was Rodimus who stepped out for a second or lost connectivity, but we love him so
No,
much
he
for
had to
being
go.
for being part of us. And who else did we lose? Lala went off, and so our bandwidth is getting tight here, everybody. So I'm going to play our intro again. Adam, we're going to stay in touch with you and let you know all about what we're doing, what we're up to behind the scenes, and I'll bring you on board of our big project that we're doing. And thank you, Adam.
Definitely.
Thank you, Adam,
Look
for
forward to it.
yeah. You can. We've got each other's phone numbers. We'll talk about that. I'll have a private with you and me and Rodimus soon, and we'll bring you up to speed on that. It's going to be excellent. And this is Women in Weeds Day, everybody, and looks like we're rolling down here. And any final words, Jeannie?
Well, I just want to tell everyone that we're thinking of you, and of course, the prisoners, we have our focus on you. And to all the people that are helping us, thank you. And to everyone else, help us, help them. Thank you.
And Solo Breezy, any final words, or do you have a quote for us today?
Yeah, I have a quote. Quoted by Howard Truman. Ask not what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive. And then go and do that. Because what the world needs is people who come alive.
Wow, it sounds like Gandhi because we had Gandhi on today too. So bless you, Solo, and give a shout out to Adam again for that beautiful advice he gave you.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
It's good meeting you, man.
And Adam, we'll catch up with you down the road. You're welcome any day in our weekly episode. Get me on your show. I'll come on. And Jeannie, thank you so much. I'm going to share screen now and roll us out here, everybody. So hemp and hooray, everybody, as Jack would say. And see you on stage soon. And don't forget, there's prisoners still in jail, freedomgrow.org. You can give commissary money and send them letters through there. They love letters in jail. Remember, there's people in jail for 30 years for pot, everybody. So it's time to end prohibition. I say in 24, let's open the door. So here we go, everybody. And I'm going to go home here. Boom. Let's see if I can get our little project rolling here. We've got a technical spoof out here. Boom. And so I am going to just say, okay, I'm going to read a little bit of this news here while my computer's catching up with itself. So this is, was Grasshopper, but it's not Grasshopper today. So Hemp and Hooray, Thailand reverses a course in cannabis on legalization. Wow, that's an old news. Let's read today's news. So today's news is Thailand's minister has rolled out a new legislation that will outlaw recreational consumption. That's what Adam was saying in the nation for undercutting the legalization framework. What a fucking bullshit. So the full story after the jump. Thailand on the brink of major shift in cannabis policies and the introduction of new law proposed by the Minister of Public Health. So everybody, if we end prohibition, we do our concert and we get the administration to see that there's thousands of people ready and we do it, then maybe the global will have a shift. Says this shift in policy also has international implications. Recent seizures of cannabis in Ireland, ongoing from Thailand, have brought the light to challenges associated with cannabis regulation enforcement. Thailand's government must also consider the obligations under the international drug control treaties, such as the 1971 Convention on Psychotropic Substances, which to which Thailand is signatory. However, the emergence of a strong cannabis lobby in Thailand has driven the industry profits there and expected to be a stiff resistance to the legislative change. The situation highlights and the complexities and the diverse nature of cannabis regulations around the world, reflecting a broader global discussion. Global discussions are good, everybody, and the ideology about drug use and plant medicine. So thank you so much. And then I have one other small article here. It says the U.S. government has released hundreds of pages of documents related to the ongoing review of marijuana status under the federal law, confirming the first time that the health officials have recommended the Drug Enforcement Administration, the DEA, to place cannabis in Schedule 3 on the Controlled Act. The 250-page document, blah, blah, blah. Federal health officials said review that more than 30,000 healthcare professionals across the U.S. and 43 jurisdictions are authorized recommended medical marijuana use for more than 6 million registered patients for at least 15 medical conditions. So my take on that, everybody, is that we do not reschedule it, that we re-legalize. So that's my take, everybody. What do you think?
Deschedule.
Yeah, deschedule. We deschedule it and re-legalize it, and we make our push for global ending prohibition. So that's all I know. Let me see if I can get our.
The interesting thing about those court documents that you mentioned,
right,
is they come out of a court case where FOIA was requested, and the government gave them a bunch of redacted paper, and then they were told, no, you have to give them unredacted versions. And that unredacted version showed that Human and Health and Services couldn't decide if they were in control of marijuana or if the DEA was in control due to the law from the 70s, the Controlled Substance Act.
Right, in 71.
Within themselves, they're having a big fight. And why these people don't listen to the people is beyond me.
Well, it's just like in Thailand. They voted it in. There's some states here, including the state that I live in Washington. We lost our medical. They just outlawed gummy bears, for God's sakes, because of they didn't have the intelligence to get child-proof jars. What the hell? Right. So what is wrong with this picture? What is Up in Smoke all about? They brought their weed van back to America, and the cop pulled over and took a whiff of their tailpipe and walked up to the window. The window rolled down, and Cheech was he was smoked out. And he was going, "What's going on, officer?" He says, "That's some good weed, some good shit you have." So everybody get over it. This is Jeff Eichen with Women in Weeds Day. I don't have my outro ready, but the jingle. It's Weeds Day. So everybody, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to be out of here in just a few seconds. And what I want everybody to do, hang on, let me get you back full frame here. What I want everybody to do is eventually, see if I can open this up here. Okay, I'm going to keep it small here. I want everybody to take 42 seconds every morning for 420 and close your eyes and visualize the prisoners coming home and us ending prohibition together. So it's Jeff Eichen. It's snowing outside. I see it. It's coming down, and it just happened on our show. All you prisoners, I want you to taste the snow, okay, soon. And we're coming for you, Edwin Rubiz, and the rest of you. And look out for our big concert. We're gonna rock the concert and do one every year till you're all home, okay? And the proceeds will go to you. Hemp Hooray, everybody. Jeff Eichen signing out. Don't forget, that's your new peace sign. 3 is weed, 2 is peace, and F Schedule 1. 3, 2, 1, everybody. Jeff Eichen's all I got. See you in a minute, Adam.
No problem.
Okay, so yeah, my freaking system will not shut off. I'm slowing down here, but I'm gonna get us in a good zone here in just a second. So everybody, hemp hooray! While we have our slow down computer, does everybody have a slow down computer today? Is it what do they call it?
The fickleness of technology is what it is.
No. What's that word when the spiritual people say that all the computers are going to break today? It's something in something. You know, what is that term, Jeannie? Where the
No, I'm not technically
what,
savvy.
no,
like that.
it's a spiritual word that everybody uses. That retrograde. It's in retrograde. You know,
Oh.
so everybody.
Those people, you mean.
Yeah, those
Those
people.
people.
Those people. Everybody, it's Jeff Eichen. No matter what, we love you. And, you know, let's bring the prisoners home. Can you see Leonard Peltier there? I'm going to be interviewing his daughter tomorrow. So, everybody, let's bring Leonard home. He's been in jail for 49 years. I'm going to help with that one, too. So, it's not just cannabis. It's anybody nonviolent. I'm going to interview Leonard's daughter tomorrow, everybody. So for legacy,
She's a good interview. We've had her out
for my legacy show. Yeah. So love you, everybody. Peace in the Middle East, and hemp hooray. 3, 2, 1. You got it. Boom. So everybody, it's Jeff Eichen here. I'm gonna shut us down from all of our little centers here. We have StreamYard to say, hey, libale. So it's Jeff Eichen here saying thank you so much for a long show today, and that we got Adam from Hash Bash on. We're going to free Leonard and the rest of you all. Thank you, Jeff Mazansky, right there. Jeff's home, and we'll have him on soon. And hemp hooray. Okay, that's all I got. See you next week.